What is going on, guys? It's Kyle coming back at you with another video. Finally getting back into the routine of trying to get you guys videos on a more routine basis. I really want to try to start dialing in on some consistent uploads. And I might be saying that every time, but I promise I'm going to really start to kind of get into it. I've got a series of videos that I wanted to put out over the next few weeks. And I'm really excited about that. So I hope that you guys are excited at the same time. And today's video, I kind of wanted to talk about something, and I wanted to go over some things that I get actually a lot of messages about, whether it's like through YouTube comments or through my LinkedIn. And it's actually about setting up your LinkedIn profile to kind of help yourself. I mean, LinkedIn is ultimately a tool that you should be using to grow your network, look for new opportunities, and overall elevate and progress your career. Okay, so I wanted to go over some things that you should be taking a look at when you're making your LinkedIn profile, or maybe you're just trying to change some things up so that you get, you get more traffic to your page, more people are showing interest, and it really just gives you a better platform to express yourself and give you ultimately a better position in your career. Alrighty, guys, so here you are going to see my LinkedIn profile. Now, I want to show you guys my LinkedIn profile because over the last few years, I've done a few things to tweak it, change some things about it, and overall it's just kind of naturally progressed over time. So there are a few things on here that you guys can use and reference for your own LinkedIn profiles that are going to really help you stand out among a growing audience of people that are getting into using LinkedIn in just an overall pretty competitive market. The first thing, and one of the most important things that you're going to want to focus on with your LinkedIn profile, is your main screen. And that's really going to be this area right here. This is going to be the first thing that people see. It's their first impression of you, so you want to make sure it's good. Okay, now the first thing that you're going to want to do is work on your profile picture. You're going to want to make sure that you get a professional photo of yourself taken. That doesn't mean that you need to necessarily go out and hire a photographer to take a photo of you wearing a dress shirt or anything like that. I'm not saying you need to do that, but what you want to do is get on a nice sort of at least business casual to business professional outfit. Whether that's a suit for guys or girls, a nice shirt, something along those lines. So you can see in my picture here, I am wearing just a basic collared shirt, nothing fancy, nothing anything like that. You see people wearing suits, you see people just wearing like a business casual outfit like the one I'm wearing. And you can kind of use that to express yourself. Me personally, I'm a pretty laid back casual guy, so I like to reflect that in my profile picture. Just wearing a nice, decent, casual dress shirt. So you're gonna wanna make sure you have good lighting. You're gonna want to, and you can use like an editor to cover up any blemishes that you might have, something like that. But you're gonna wanna make sure that you've got a good profile picture taken. I know a lot of people, and something I actually used to do is I used to just do like a self-timer and then do like a pretty neutral background, like, maybe not a door, but like a neutral colored wall, something like that. Get some good lighting, drag your floor lamp over next to it, and then set your phone up somewhere and do a nice timer shot so that you can get a good profile picture, because ultimately this is the first thing that people are going to see when they click on your profile. And if you have a poorly lit picture, you're not dressed appropriately, or it's something, maybe you took this picture when you were at your college mixer where you're wearing like an old sport coat and a ratty t-shirt or a ratty dress shirt underneath it or something like that. You don't want that to be the first impression people have. So you want to make sure that you've got a good profile picture all dialed in. Secondly is going to be your background photo. And for me right now, this is just a University of Pittsburgh kind of banner background sort of thing that I use. I think it goes well with my page. I recently graduated from the University of Pittsburgh. That's why I have it. This isn't an area that's as important, but it's a really nice way to kind of clean up your profile and tailor it to you. So you can see here, I chose the University of Pittsburgh. It's kind of like a cool little thing with like the city behind it, or the campus behind, with a nice clean title and a clean emblem here for the university itself. So for me, represents me a little bit. Just graduated recently, so that's what I have. But maybe you're, from the city of Chicago or something like that, and you want to, put a picture of the Chicago skyline, or maybe it's a company that you're currently working for. If they have like some sort of cool background or wallpaper that you can use here, you can kind of tailor it how you want to do it in that way. But for me, the University of Pittsburgh, where I just graduated, it works well for me. It kind of goes well with my profile picture here. So that is what I did for that. Next up is going to be your job title and headline. So this whole area right here is going to be the next place that people are going to look. They're going to look at what you're doing right now. Obviously, they're going to see your name, what you're doing right now, your location if you choose to put that in there, which I highly recommend you do. Obviously, you want people to know where you are at right now, where your geographic location is in case you're looking for a job. If you're in the area of a company, they're going to want to know that you're at least living in that area. So for me, district manager at Aldi USA, that is my current position. For different people, this is going to be a different title. If you're a student, it might say student at, for me, for example, it'd be the University of Pittsburgh. You can do something like that, volunteer worker at the Humane Society or something like that. So basically, this is going to be an opportunity for you to showcase what you're doing right now. So definitely don't leave this blank. You want to make sure that you include that in here. And then on the right here, it gives you kind of like a little snapshot of where you're working, the school that you attended. So if you come in here, you can change all of this stuff. So this is technically going to be your intro. So you can put your name in there, pronouns if you choose to add those in there. Headline, so again, student at University of Pittsburgh, district manager at Aldi USA, something like that. And then for the current position, and then your education. So you can choose to show this stuff in your intro. And then for me, this is kind of like my industry and everything like that. And that's where all this stuff comes in. So this is going to be another great area. And this is kind of what people are going to see. This is their first impression of you. So it's going to be the most important part of your LinkedIn profile. Now, if we move down the page here, you can see your dashboard. This is, who's viewing your profile. I'm not sure exactly. I believe this is over the course of the month. How many people have viewed your post. And this is going to be your most recent post. And then search appearances. So this is just kind of a dashboard. Nobody sees this, so it's not really important. It's more so just like statistics. And then the about section. So this is going to probably be the next most important part of your page. You can tell the way LinkedIn's set up, the most important stuff is going to be at the top. It's just like anything. It's like your resume. It's really like anything. Most important stuff is going to be at the top. It's what you're going to see first when you click on somebody's profile. So your about section is going to be one of the more important things as well. So it's important to put a lot of time into this section, and a lot of people don't really know what to say here. So this is probably your best opportunity to talk about yourself. This is a good opportunity to distinguish yourself and tell people the story. You're trying to paint a picture with your LinkedIn profile. For me, recent graduate from the University of Pittsburgh, motivated and highly ambitious individual with an entrepreneurial mindset and the constant desire to develop personal growth. Currently gaining experience in management as a district manager for Aldi USA in the Saxonburg division. So let me break down how I set mine up, and this could be a good template for you guys to use in case you're struggling to figure out what you do. So first, I just talked about my recent educational studies where I just graduated from college. Obviously, that's a big part of who I am and what I've been doing recently. So I include that right off the bat. Next, I go into kind of who I am and sort of what I'm all about. So I said that I'm a highly ambitious individual with an entrepreneurial mindset and the constant desire to develop personal growth. So if an employer sees this, I think that shows them, hey, this kid is a driver. He's ambitious. He's going out and he's trying to achieve something more. So this is a great opportunity to kind of, without being too in your face and annoying about it, it's a great way to kind of brag about yourself. Give people a kind of an idea as to who you are and what you might be able to bring to an organization. So it's just a little bit about your personal self, and it's a great way to showcase what you're all about to employers, colleagues, potential network members, anything like that. Anybody who may be interested in looking at your LinkedIn profile. And then lastly, I talk about what I'm doing right now. So currently gaining experience in management as a district manager for Aldi USA in the Saxonburg division. Okay, so I start off with what I had done, who I am, and what I'm doing now. So that's kind of the basic way I set it up. You can set it up in whichever way you want, but the most important thing you want to do with your about section is kind of paint a picture, tell a brief story about who you are. Next, you're going to see activity. So for me, it's just like one of my recent posts that I had. So you can see all activity here about things that you've posted about and everything like that. Nothing really that you need to worry about in that regard. That's not really anything post or profile related. And then your next most important part is going to be your experience section and how that ties in education and volunteer experience. So I put kind of all of this together. The biggest thing, and I'm not going to touch too much on it, you want to make sure that your experience section is up to date and the most up to date as possible. For past jobs that you've had, you want to make sure that you include a few details about what you did at that job, so people can see, what did Kyle do as a sales intern with Upmerch? Maybe they're interested in connecting with you about that. Maybe they want to ask you some questions to see if you're interested in a sales job, so they can see, he worked on commission. We have a commission job available. Let's see if he would be interested. So this is a great way to kind of showcase what you've done in the past. And the most important thing I cannot stress enough is that you keep this area up to date. Okay, it's going to be super important, and employers are going to want to see that. What if you had an employer who came on here and your last position was with Aldi, but instead of this being current, this was from 5 years ago? What were you doing in that 5-year period? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to have that in here. It's just like when you're looking at someone's application for a job and you don't see any previous work experience, or there's like a big gap. You don't want to see that on there, and you don't want to see that on your LinkedIn profile. So I'm not going to really touch too much on that. You just want to make sure that you fill in as much of this information as possible. If it's a full-time position, what the time frame has been, where it was located, and then obviously one thing I do need to do here is add a little bit of description about what I've been doing with Aldi. Given that I just kind of started my full-time position, this would be a good time for me to go in there and complete this stuff. Lastly, education. If you have any sort of relevant education, I would include this here. Trade schools, college, graduate schools, whatever you may have done education-wise. Your high school is something that you can add in here too, if that's relevant. And then volunteer experience, more or less the same thing, what you did, how long you did it for, some brief details on any of that stuff. So skills and endorsements, kind of like the last little part here, would be skills and endorsements and accomplishments. So this is an area where you can add some skills that you have, and people that you've connected with, may come in here and endorse skills, so that it kind of shows that you have a little bit of track record with any of these skills that you've added in here. I don't really focus too much on the skills and endorsements. You can invite people, I believe, to endorse you on stuff. And the same thing with accomplishments. I have a few accomplishments that I've had from school, but since I just recently started getting into like the full-time workforce, I haven't really had too many accomplishments that I would put in here. But this is more so like accolades and more, material or tangible things that you have achieved. So right now I don't have too much in here, just some stuff from school. So yeah, this is basically what you want to do, at least the basics to how you would want to set up your LinkedIn profile. If you guys have any questions about this, feel free to leave some comments down below. Connect with me on my LinkedIn, connect with me on my Instagram. I try to get on my Instagram every day, and then LinkedIn I try to get on here at least once a week. And then obviously I'm always checking the comments section on YouTube. If you liked the video and you found it helpful, feel free to drop a like. If you didn't, drop a dislike. Let me know why. And if you guys are new here, feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be getting content out a lot more frequently now. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.